Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. This is one I've been super excited about. This is an unboxing video for a package from RidingEasy Records. He sent me a ton of really good stuff. So Daniel's a good friend of mine. We trade records every once in a while. I'll get some stuff that he likes and send it his way, and he'll send me stuff that they're doing. It's great. If you're not familiar with RidingEasy Records, they have this incredible label where he basically signs bands that a lot of them are the early influenced by the early hard and heavy 70s hard rock stuff that I love so much. And so it's a lot of new bands like that are kind of still doing that sound, the doom type stuff and the Black Sabbath influence stuff. And then also he finds records of old bands and reissues them or releases them or whatever. So, and then he does these compilations, but I'll get to that. So anyways, there's a big old hefty stack he sent me. I sent him some pretty good stuff. And so like he always sends stickers, some really cool stickers. These, I love these holographic, whatever you call them, stickers. But anyways, he sends those. This is the one I'm probably most excited about. This is Ice, the Ice Age. So this is I believe it's early 70s, mid 70s. I'm not sure. I don't remember the year. And I actually don't know much about this, but it's a band that the album was never released, and it is killer. I've only listened to a couple of the tracks, but this is like early 70s hard rock. The vocals are so good. The guitar is so good. It's right up my alley for stuff. This actually hasn't been released yet. You can pre-order these on their website. But he went ahead and sent me one. But yeah, so this is a test pressing. So the actual album won't have this black, border. But yeah, the test pressings are pretty cool that they do. It's got it stamped. If you can see that, good lord, it's so bright. Here we go. Stamped. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into this because it's not really widely available. I know that RidingEasy has put one video up with the audio to one of these songs, and it is just killer stuff. If you like that kind of thing, I'll go ahead, and I think the test pressings are still available on their website too. They make 80 of them, so this is number 18 of 80. But yeah, go get one because these are amazing. This is what I've heard. This is amazing. I'm really excited to get into it. But it's called Ice, the Ice Age, and I'll put some links in the description down there so you guys can find this stuff if you want it. Let's see. So this is another test pressing. This is Thomas V. Jagger something. I haven't heard much about this. I heard one track. It sounds like modern folk psych. It's really interesting stuff. It's different than what they normally do on the label, but yeah, this is pretty cool, and it's a test pressing. So I'm looking forward to diving deeper into that. And this is another, this is probably other than the first one, this is one I'm most excited about. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. This is a band that they have on their label, and I told them, I was like, I need this, and I didn't know he was gonna send me a test pressing of it. This is a test pressing of the Goners. This is a newer band, but this record just came out as a test pressing. You can see the stamp. Pretty cool. But this is like a neo hard rock psych band, and it is really, really good. If you're into that type of thing, so like I said, this is a new band, but really great guitars. This is a really good album, and you can stream this with the full album on Spotify and iTunes. So I would check that out and maybe grab one if you want, because it's a new one. But the first one and this one, I've listened to some of the first one and all of this one, and I highly recommend both of those because they're really, really good stuff. So, and I'm not like, he didn't tell me to do this and plug his label and all that stuff. He's just like, they're good. That's a really good label. Like there's some labels doing some really good things right now. I always talk about Coal Mine. which, heads up, Coal Mine's sending me a package too that I'm going to be doing soon. A pretty big package, so I'm excited about that. But like Coal Mine's really good. RidingEasy's really good. There's a bunch of them, but this is like an indie label. But everything they put out, everything is really good. This one's called Warish Down in Flames, and this is hard rock. It's almost a little bit more, it's hard to describe, but it's almost a little bit more on the metal side. But the vocals, if you're adverse to screamy vocals, this might not be for you, because it's not a screamo or anything like that, but it has moments of growling and screaming, and I love it. I'm a fan, so I'm right there with it. But this is really good. I think this came out last year, so I'm excited to get this and listen to it. And then here's the thing that they do that I love so much, and I'll also talk about update on Randy Holden, because he's doing the Randy Holden release as well that we've been working on. But they do this thing called Brown Acid, and it's a compilation series. So I told him, I have Brown Acid 1 through 8 already that he sent me, but I told him I wanted to sell some in the shop, so he sent me a bunch of it just to put it in the shop. But Brown Acid is so they started it. The guy from Permanent Records, one of the guys there, hunts down a bunch of like old, rare, obscure garage, psych, early hard rock 45s, and like bands that not all bands, but a lot of bands that didn't put stuff out on LPs. And he hunts that stuff down, gets the rights and all that stuff, and then they put together these compilation series of stuff that's just amazing stuff that, unless you're a 45 guy, an obscure 45 guy, you've never heard it before. And there's a ton of this stuff I've never even heard before. And the whole thing is just like banger after banger. I mean, these compilations, I put them on when I'm working in the shop. I'm like, this is amazing. It's really nice to hear things you've never heard before. Like, and it's just like every song's different, it's comp. So the first one I think has some things on it I heard of before. It has Josephus on the first one. I think that's all that I've heard of on the first one. Maybe a couple others that seem familiar, but that is the first trip. Like I said, I've already got 1 through 8, so these will end up going in the shop. Spiny Norman. So this is the second trip. Spiny Norman is another band that he signed. This song's from 1978, but they did a Spiny Norman album, which I need to get. I think they're sold out, but that's a really, really good, like, psychedelic. I think it's got a little prog to it too, but it's hard and heavy and it's good. But yeah, that's part 2, or the second trip. Here's the third trip. It's got, I've never heard any of that stuff. So here's the fourth trip. Someone's really tripping on that cover. Oh man. Yeah. Fifth trip. Sixth trip. I'm trying to read to see if any of these I recognize. Some of them I recognize. Oh, this one has Truth and Janie on it, which is great. Truth and Janie is incredible. Seventh trip. Yeah, like, I've heard of Zane. Zane's on some of these. And this is the 8th trip. This one's already open. I didn't open this, but dang, that's cool. So a lot of these come on like really cool color vinyl. That one's orange. That was already open. But this is the 8th trip. This one, I feel like this one just came out, but there's already 10 trips, so I guess it's been a while. Oh yeah, so this one has Moloch on it, which is a really good band I like a lot. So yeah, this one's good. I've heard this one. I mean, I think I've heard all of them, but anyways, here's the 9th trip. Oh man, yeah, I've not heard that. And then the newest one. This one just came out. I actually don't even know if it's out yet. I think it is. This is the 10th trip. And it's got, yeah, never heard of any of this stuff. So that's a good sign. If I've never heard of it, it's kind of obscure and hard to find. But yeah, so they're also doing, so that's the whole package I got. But they're, if you haven't heard, I've talked about it a ton, and a lot of people are asking like updates on what's going on with it. I don't know. Yeah, the Randy Holden release really sucks because it was supposed to be released on April 1st, and then this whole coronavirus crap happened, and we're looking at like June 1st, I think, now. I'm hesitant to put the pre-order up until I have a firm date. I've never really done a pre-order like that before, so there's going to be, you know, in this whole process, so early on, in my podcast, I interviewed Randy Holden. If you haven't heard it, it's a pretty fun interview. But in the course of that interview, he told me that he had the master tapes. I cut that part out, but he told me that he had the master tapes and he had the rights to his album Population 2, but had never really had a really good reissue or issue at all. I mean, it's never really been released, and so he's like, you know, anybody, you know, any labels or anything that might be able to put it out? And I'm like, yeah. And so I got up with Daniel at RidingEasy. He was freaking stoked because he loves Population 2. And so we got in on it with Randy. You know, he did such a good job, and he's like, well, what do you want out of this? I was like, I don't, it's the kind of thing where I didn't really do much. I mean, I connected Randy with him, but I was like, how about this? We do a Noble Records limited edition vinyl, like color vinyl, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. It's awesome. So I'm getting 200 copies of Randy Holden Population 2. They'll all be on yellow vinyl, and they'll all be, I think they'll be numbered, and they'll all be autographed by Randy. Now, Randy's already autographed all the covers. We're just waiting on the records to be printed themselves, or pressed themselves. So we're looking at like June 1st. But as soon as I get a firm date, and I'm sure, I'll go ahead and put pre-orders up on the website, and then I'll have some available that are in store. So if you're abroad and you can't get to the shop, then you'll be able to order it online. And if you are a faithful shopper at my shop, definitely you'll have a very, very good chance of getting one. So stay tuned. That stuff will be, well, I'll have an announcement. And if you want to stay in tune with all the announcements and stuff, you can go to my website. The link's in the profile. So honestly, the best way to hear announcements is to follow me on Instagram, because I'm always posting stuff on Instagram. Anytime there's an announcement, I post it on Instagram first. Facebook, I'm not really on Facebook that much, but that's the best way to find out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I highly recommend RidingEasy Records. You know, like I said, he didn't tell me to do this video. He didn't pay me or anything. I really appreciate the label. I think he's doing a really good job, and everything he puts out is great. So thank y'all. We'll see you next time.